So I was thinking this morning about all the things I've done for love and for hookups and for everything. I keep my body in a sexy shape, and I brush my teeth several different times a day, and I wash my face, and I take showers, and I exercise, and I keep in really good shape. And I dress the way that people want me to dress, and I became a successful person. And, so I had lots of respect in the community. I still do. And, I've been on Good Morning America, and, my writing is in textbooks. I'm a very successful writer and personality, or if you want to call me that, or a public figure, or whatever the fuck you want to call me. I've been very highly successful at that. I own my own house. This is my house. Currently, it's made to be like a little wonderland with like Christmas lights everywhere. Wherever I go, people tell me that I'm the life of the party. And some people call me the king of Vegas. And I've had just one lover after another tell me that I'm the best sex they've ever had. And I've really got it all together. And guess what? It doesn't matter. This is what I want to tell you today, is that it doesn't matter. Nothing is ever good enough for people. You know what I mean? Like, you can be highly successful and you can dress well. And then you can take people to Europe and on cruises or whatever. You can go do the things they want to do. You can go to the stupid concerts they want to go to, and you can go to their terrible sports events that they want to go to, and you can do all this stuff, and it's never enough. It's never enough for people. I know how cynical this sounds. But the other thing is that I've been single for off and on, I get single, and then I got a mate, and then I'm single, and then I got a mate. And then the thing is that when I'm single, then I get all these like direct messages from people. And they're like, hey, Doug, how would you like to fuck? Here's a photo or a video of me, of me and my genitals, or my boobs, or my butt, or my dick, or my balls. I get a lot of DMs from everybody. And the thing is that what I've learned about this is, I'm getting like messages from people who have significant others. And then it makes, when that happens, the first thing you think is like, if I'm in a relationship with someone, then I just assume they're receiving all kinds of crazy direct messages from other people. And there's just no way around that unless you just are not on Instagram. I saw, there was some tweet this year. I don't look at Twitter. I refuse to call it X. So I don't look at Twitter, but I saw somebody post on Reddit or something, somebody's tweet, and it was like, oh, the perfect woman would be a woman that doesn't have Instagram. And then, all these people that I normally agree with were like, oh, that's so sexist or whatever. And then I thought, no, I think that would be, if I could be in a relationship with someone that's not on Instagram, I would get rid of Instagram too. We could both get rid of Instagram. And then that way we're not like constantly receiving, pitches from people. Because it's hard enough to keep a relationship together. And the reason is what I'm getting at, my overall message to you and to me, honestly, mostly to me, is that it doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter what I do. No matter what I do, I will eventually not be enough for someone. You can be the world's greatest lover. I've often said I'm like Tom Hanks in a relationship. I'm very, very good at relationships. I treat the relationship like it's the most important thing in my life. I try to find out what my partner's needs are, and then I try to meet them. Whenever I'm in a relationship, I always say to them at the start, I go, I'm never going to shit on you on purpose, and I'm going to do everything I can to not shit on you accidentally. And that's what I try to do. If I come home and I put my hand on the doorknob and my lover's inside, then I normally I always have a good day because I'm that person, but I'm like a cheerleader for life. But the thing is that sometimes you don't have a good day, or someone gets on your nerves, or you're just woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or whatever, you hear a song you don't like. And then you put your hand on the doorknob to go say hello to your significant other, and very frequently people just walk in and take their shitty day out on the person behind the door. But every time I put my hand on that door, I say to myself, if I'm in a bad mood, which is rare, I say to myself, don't take it out on them. Don't take it out on them. Don't take it out on them. And then when I walk into the house, and then I go, hi. And then eventually they're going to say, how's your day? And I'm go, pretty challenging, and I might talk about it. But I don't take it out on them. I actually look for them to help nurture me through it. I'm much more interested in being nurtured and nurturing. I'm like a parent. I don't have any kids, but I'm very parental that way. I'm very good at like nurturing. And I'm always looking for someone who's good at nurturing. If you're good at nurturing and you want to have sex all day, let me know. Come on over. Look at this beautiful house that you could have orgasms in. I guess to get back to what I'm saying, the main point is it's never enough. It's never enough. I don't ever take anything out on people. I follow the rules of relationships. I don't cheat on people. I don't even have emotional affairs with other people while I'm in I don't do any of that shit. I don't do any of that shit. Sometimes people think I'm like flirting with strangers, but I'm really just being nice to strangers. Like if I'm in a relationship and I go to like a restaurant or, a Target, I'm always like saying to the people that work there, or even some customers sometimes, like, hey, how's your day going? That's just because I'm a people person. I was in customer service once. I'm a journalist. That I talk to people all the time. That's the whole thing about being a journalist. And in public, and I'll be like, hey, how's your day going? And sometimes if my lovers see that, they might think I'm flirting, but I'm never flirting. I'm just being nice. Now, if I'm single, I'm flirting. And there's a difference. If I'm single and I'm at like Trader Joe's and I'm talking to somebody in an aisle about the beans, well, I'm going to sit there for 12 minutes. I'm going to chit-chat them, and it's like an audition to see if I want to ask them out. And then I very rarely ask for their numbers, even though they're great, because I'm really looking long-term for a spouse. I would love to get married again. And you know what my dream is? My dream is to get married and then have a wedding every month, and then have a whole bunch of people come to the wedding. Now, the wedding doesn't have to be in a chapel. It could be like in a living room, or at the beach, or at a bar. It could be anywhere. But once a month, you go like, hey, it's Doug and whoever's wedding. And if it's a throuple, it's Doug and whoever and whoever. And if it's a quadruple, it's Doug and whoever and whoever and whoever, and etc. And then and then that way, why? Because the best day of my life was the day I got married many, many, many years ago. I mean, I've got like 5 best days in my life. And maybe I've got 100 best days in my life, all tied for number 1. Anyway, one of those would be my wedding day many, many years ago to a great person I'm not married to, haven't been married to since several presidents ago. And that was a great day. So every day I wake up and I go like, today I want to have the best day of my life. And the day that I'm in competition with is any number of days. The day I got married, the day I met some person, some day I was in bed all day with some other fiance, or, But the point that I'm getting at is that I would love to find the person of my dreams. I'm not a Disney person. I don't go to Disney stuff. I don't watch Disney movies, but I mean, I have, obviously. But I don't have any kids. I'm not into children. It's hard for me to talk to anyone that's under like 30, 35. And so as a non-Disney person and who has no kids, I still have the Disney dream. I would like to find my prince or princess. I would still like to find my royal partner. someone who we worship each other on a minute by minute basis. When I was married, my wife and I, we would talk on the phone 3 times a day. She was at work, I'd be at work. But we would call each other with our mouths and ears. Unlike now where people are like text, and we would hear each other's voices like 3 times a day. That's codependency. Our couples counselor was like, hey, y'all are codependent. And I was like, yeah, that's great. Codependency is where it's at, I mean, there's nothing that's not codependent about the Disney prince and the Disney princess getting together. Happily ever after. That story's not, and they lived happily ever after, and he went out and hung out with his buddies 3 nights a week, and, she was hanging out with her scrapbooking friends 4 nights a week, and then they only had sex on Saturday mornings. When the Disney prince and the Disney princess get together, you're like, okay, they're codependent. They're going to fuck and kiss and hold hands and go for walks and feed the ducks. Take trips to like Amsterdam and do some drugs, and they might do a caper in Sweden or Switzerland someday, steal some money from a bank maybe. They might do something like that, but it's doubtful. That's not real happily ever after, but it's fun. It sounds funny for a Disney movie. That's what that would be. I'm sure there's been a Disney movie about what happens after ever after, but the most obvious thing would be like, there are clothes strewn all over the floor and toilet seats up. And guy won't take the garbage out. She doesn't want to give him oral sex anymore. I mean, that's the obvious movie that happens. The comedy that happens after the end of a Disney movie. Personally, I would love to be in a relationship where I respect someone and they respect me. I think we don't talk about this anymore because but the fact that it's hard to find people to respect you now. I mean, I've been thinking about this respect thing a lot lately because, if you watch the news or read the news rather, because nobody's watching the news on TV. If you're like reading the news on your phone, you'll notice that nobody has any respect for anybody anymore. I have personally blocked more people than I can count from Facebook who I was friends with at some point because they would go into the comment section and call my other friends terrible, terrible names. Just over the slightest stuff, not even over politics. Like they would go in and be like, I would say like, hey, everybody, what's your favorite color? And then not really. Maybe like, what is your favorite place that you've been on vacation or something, and then people will respond and they'll respond. And then like a couple of people, over the years have written in the comments section, like calling people like a cunt for saying like they loved, I don't know, Prague or something, and you're like, man, you really went from 0 to cunt very fast. One guy did that on Facebook. I woke up one morning I looked at Facebook, and this guy that I knew who I was friends with on Facebook, he had gone in and called all these people cunts in the comment sections of my posts. And I thought, oh, he did that at like 3 a.m. when he was hammered, super drunk. So I blocked him, and then he died. He drank himself to death. I don't mean to laugh, but I'm laughing at the tragedy of it. It's laugh or cry. I've been thinking about respect. There's not a lot of respect in pop culture or culturally anymore. Not even pop culture. I saw this video on YouTube the other day, and it was this woman, Shoe0nHead, and I haven't seen her in a long time because, I don't know, she gets really political, and I'm not into politics. But what I did was I thought, I'll go see what Shoe0nHead is up to. So I got to look at these videos that she's been putting out lately, and she put out this one video saying like it's really hard for men to exist right now, and that's true. Now I'm not like Mr. Men's rights, women suck, any of that stuff. I've always considered myself a feminist. I believe in the equality of women to men. All genders are equal. That's what I think. Everybody deserves the same pay. Blah blah blah. That's what feminism at its core is. You know, some people think feminism is supposed to be about hating men, but that's not feminism. That's called misandry. Misandry is the word that's the female word that's equivalent to the male misogynist. So if you're a man and you hate women, you're a misogynist. And if you're a woman and you hate men, then you're a misandrist. So Shoe0nHead, the YouTuber, she put up this video recently and she was like, oh, men have it hard to be single or whatever, which is true. And I mean, look at me. I'm gorgeous. I have my own house. I'm super successful. The best lover who will ever live. I'm charming as fuck in person. I'm kind. I have all kinds of therapy tools. You can talk to the people in my life. They'll tell you I'm a good person and I'm really great and I'm fun. I'm smart, and I'm nurturing, and I'm all these great traits. I know I'm talking myself up. I consider this video almost like a promotion for my Bumble account, so I can find a good date. Anyhow, so I consider myself. I know I'm not perfect. I know I have my weaknesses, but my strengths are pretty amazing. And even I have problems not getting a significant other, but maintaining the relationship and it not going astray, because a lot of it because of respect. That's what I'm getting at, is a lot of people that I've dated over the years, which is hundreds of people. A lot of those people just didn't give me respect. And it's not because I didn't deserve respect. What I'm talking about is everybody deserves the respect for being a human being. And I respect, when I go to the store, I respect everybody around me. And when I'm on a date, I respect them. If I'm in a relationship, I respect them. I respect all my friends and my family members and every human being. If some politician was in my house who I hate, I would show them respect as a human being. I would not stab them or punch them or any of that shit. I would just go like, welcome to my house. Here's some coffee. Let's talk about your policies. But also, let's talk about your life. I want to know why your life is the way it is so I can figure out what your political stuff is. That's the kind of person I am. You know, like my best friends will tell you that I'm a good listener and I'm non-judgmental. And that comes from a respect that I have for human beings. And that respect is what drives everything about me. Is I respect myself and I respect every person and every animal. I respect flies. I don't even kill flies anymore. I know this sounds like I'm some sort of, hippie guru, blah, blah, vegan, vegetarian, whatever. So be it. I don't want to kill any living creature. Anyway, I'm not going down that road right now. What I'm getting at is when you're in a relationship with someone, you want to respect each other. And I think that's tougher to find. And I think that's what Shoe0nHead was getting at, is there are a lot of single men, married men too probably, but, there are a lot of single men in this world. And they're finding it harder and harder to get respected. And then Shoe0nHead put this video out, and then there was an outcry against it by a bunch of women on TikTok and stuff. And she went and she tracked down and screen grabbed their videos, and then she put them in her subsequent video. And all these women on TikTok are like, oh, poor guys have it so hard. It's so hard to be a guy, but all men are awful. And it's like, man, that's not true. That's misandry. That's misanthrope. Man, those people who are like, all men are terrible or all women are terrible themselves. They're only proving themselves to be terrible. And you know why everybody's feeling alone right now? Because they don't feel heard or respected. Do you know what I do? I'm a good listener and I'm non-judgmental. I'm the perfect person. You should pat on yourself after me. That's what I'm saying. There's the funny haha dick. All right, thank you very much for joining me on Haha Dick today. This is my house, and I'm oh so beautiful and successful, and the best lover in the life to anyone who comes my way. I'm nurturing. I'm such a good zaddy. Come share this life with me. I love you.